we're gonna run through a similar kind of scenario in this next slide. We're gonna dive into the dealers that we spoke to. So we took a slightly different approach. We tried to make this really data-driven. So we did have a standardized kind of interview process, and then we had a conversation afterwards. So we took, basically split the deck. We took 50% of the dealers that were attendees on the webinars. Thank you guys for attending, and thanks for your participation. And then we took equal amount of our own customers, because we wanted to be able to tell the difference between those that we know technically how they're investing, what they're investing in, and so forth, and have a comparison against the two. So that being said, first and foremost, how long they've been in business, you saw that, how the weather is. So out of all the respondents, mild and slow season was the majority of the respondents, and a handful are moving into their seasons. Next question was, what are the top issues that you're facing since COVID that you need help with the most? So in the majority of the respondents all checked kind of the same boxes. It is essentially digital marketing, figuring out how to get into the digital space, strategically understanding where they are and how to get to the next position, current customer marketing, how to leverage that database, how to be more engaged, how to build a stronger relationship. Next group was virtual sales presentations. Next, you are quick today. Good job, Ben. So next is, what technology have they already implemented? So primarily everybody is, I love everyone that took action so fast. My gosh, websites, 69% of everyone has a website in place. Not all feel that they love them or that they're contributing to the cause. Second was safety protocol letters. Those have been implemented, videos have been implemented. Moving over to QuickBooks Online was a real quick decision. I saw a lot of respondents say that they basically went through I think it was week number 2, we had the How to Work from Anywhere workbook. They took immediate action, moving their QuickBooks from offline to online accounts, getting those VoIP accounts set up, and really getting set up to be able to function from anywhere. Next was integrating Zoom and meeting software and online digital meetings. Out of everyone that responded, the frequency of new business. So 40% of them said, we're getting requests here and there, we'd like to get more. 31%, we're getting a steady volume of new requests, we got this. Very few requests was 21%, 3.1% said not getting any new requests, and 3.1% one said, too many, too much, I need to hire. We need to bring people on. How are you getting new business? Across the board, everyone is definitely focused on those existing customers and maintenance agreements, referrals from existing customers, word of mouth. The next highest now is Facebook out of all the respondents. And you guys, since we did this evaluation, we did this in the first 2 days after the session we had last week. We have now over 150 respondents, and this data has gotten even better. In fact, we're going to be publishing a case study. Facebook, website, SEO, local listings, and Google business listings tacked with their current customers is the highest volume of new business that's coming into everyone. Everyone that is saying, I am ranked on page 1 of Google, I do have a social media listing, I do have positive reviews, those are also the ones that say they have steady streams of new business. Next is, what customer challenges or requests have you faced since COVID-19? All of those who had no notifications of safety protocols on their websites and no virtual appointments on their websites also stated they had high volumes of customer cancellations. So this data is okay in its current presence, but when you tag team it together, when you start connecting the dots, you'll see trends. Those who don't have a digital presence are struggling with lead generation. Those who didn't put on the notifications for safety protocols and don't have the virtual appointments and online scheduling set up are struggling with cancellation appointments. Those who don't have no contact products and services, i.e. virtual diagnostics, no contact services, They are also having challenges if they just have to be placed on your website and your social media sites, and you can avoid some of those problems out of the gate. Other than that, those who have those protocols in place are saying normal stuff. People want tune-ups, they need maintenance, they want repairs, they want to know about those safety guidelines, they want to be able to pay online, they want to be able to sign up for a maintenance appointment online. They're getting used to delivering the virtual appointments. They want automated filter delivery. I had one yesterday that signed up for automated UV light deliveries. They don't want to go to the store. Those are all MRR. As Ben mentioned earlier, your monthly recurring revenue and your lifetime value, or LTV, these are the things that support those two hot topics, which those dealers who have a system in place, a technology in place to be able to maintain MRR, monthly recurring revenue, and LTV, understand lifetime value, they have a baseline of income that is continuing. They're not getting cancellations of maintenance agreements on recurring credit card subscriptions because people know it's going to get hot. Next, knowing companies who invest in content and SEO will be on top at the end of this pandemic. What are your plans? This was good to see. So first is we're starting content and writing SEO for the first time. That's 34%, and that is awesome. Very smart. Next is we're not investing in SEO, but they are ready to get in the game. That's another 23%. 23% said we haven't invested in content and we're not going to. Now, if you go back and look at this survey, pause for 1 second. Those who said we're not investing in SEO and content and we're not going to are also the ones who said I don't have enough leads and opportunities. There's complete connection between every action and result of that action. Next, those who are doubling down on content and SEO, they're taking over the industry for those who are tapping out, and those who are canceling pay-per-click, radio, print, TV, other direct mail, in order to reallocate that to a permanent asset instead of burning and churning cash in traditional advertising. I'm going to pause for 1 second. Language-wise, advertising, burning and churning cash, where you're spending money, hoping you're going to get something back that's bigger than what you spent. But at the end of the day, when you stop spending that money, you have nothing. Zip, zero, zilch. Marketing, inbound marketing, is entirely different. In fact, most of inbound marketing doesn't cost you anything but a little bit of creativity, time, ingenious. Right now, we're doing inbound marketing. Brigham, how much does this cost you? Put it in the chat. Matt, how much does this cost you? Put it in the chat. Tom, how much does this cost you? Put it in the chat. That's what this is. It costs nothing to create content. Right now, you guys got to do something different, be something different. Disruptive marketing. The businesses are going to be created out of this moment, not because they do what we've always done, but because they do something new and different. That's where we are right now. So I get all excited and everything. I'm sorry. Okay, so what are you doing with pay-per-click? We don't want it. We don't plan to start. Some are carving off a budget for it. The reality is, if you have extra cash, if you have blackjack money, you have demand going up drastically for ads, and you have cost going down, impressions going up. So is it technically a good time? I'm not even a huge believer in pay-per-click. If you were gonna start, I get it. Decreasing our budget, increasing our budget, canceling it and reallocating it to SEO. If cash flow, you need to be careful with. Right now, you guys, put your money in things that have a permanent compounding interest impact on your business, where the dollar or hour you spend today is worth something more tomorrow. This webinar will work for us for years and years and years to come, as will permanent content and assets that you create as a business owner. All right, next. Since you have more time on your hands, what are you doing now? Attending webinars, reaching out to those customer databases. I love that. Creating new promotions, getting creative. We've got clients that are now doing dryer vent cleanouts. Why? Because there's 9 people in the house and they're burning the dryers out really fast. They're unclogging drains. They're doing interesting stuff, not because it's just technical or tactical, because it's empathetic. They're seeing things in their own house have problems and going, I could probably help other people with that. So have that empathy and be creative. allowing teams to work from home, virtual training, Facebook Lives. I'm seeing people get comfortable in their own skin on a video camera. You go out in the car every single day. There's no reason you can't turn yourself into a permanent asset just like this. Getting more reviews, safety protocols, you get my drift. What lead generation sales approaches have not, or have worked in the past but no longer work? Number one was Yellow Pages. Number two was people are thinking only about emergency instead of planned maintenance. Next, radio, direct mail, Angie's List, and anything standard, traditional advertising. How are you managing social media marketing right now? Again, the correlation between those who do not have enough leads and those who are not managing social media, they're in the bucket together. So we have internally managed but haphazardly. They scored in the middle as far as the health of their business and leads. Need help, not managed, and other, they scored in the area that was don't have enough leads, not doing very well. Outsourced to an agency or internally managed, planned and scheduled, they're the ones that have the higher volume of leads, steady income. We're looking at staffing. All right. Are you an option on page 1 of Google? 51% said no or yes, and 48% said no. This is a direct correlation. Are you an option for the services you want to sell in the cities you want to sell it? If you're not on page 1 of Google, the answer is no. Okay, what tools have you already implemented so far from the library? I just wanted to say thank you, and I'm proud of everybody for jumping in. Every single one of the respondents has been inside our portal and downloaded the prior webinars, the COVID safety protocol letters, videos to social media, graphics, and work from home. We had 0 say that they had not downloaded any of the tools, which was great. Good job. So in a nutshell, you guys, this boils down to essentially some tactics, right? The weather's coming. The weather's gonna change regardless of all of this. So we need to just be real clear and real simple here. What do you wanna sell? AC repair, AC installation, AC replacement, AC maintenance, AC tune-up, AC financing. Where do you wanna sell it? That is the cities in which you do business. If somebody starts talking about zip codes, that means they left an advertising agency because they weren't relevant and they haven't learned digital space yet. Are you an option on page 1 of Google? You have 7 ways to get there. Do you look the best when a new prospect arrives? And is it easy to contact you any hour of the day, any time of the week, regardless of volume? Do you have the technology in place to handle 100 requests to your Facebook page and your website all at the same time with no resources or not? If you guys need help, this is the moment that you guys ask for help. That's what we're all here to do. That's what every one of these trainers is here to do. So don't just grab all the assets and the resources and take the information and try and figure it out on your own. You guys pause, find one of these trainers that can be helpful to you. Set up a strategy session. It's not a sales pitch. It's not a sales call. It's a group of people who truly want to be able to tell your success story on the next webinar. That's my version of the dealer voice.